Women in Print Alliance is dedicated to connecting, empowering, and advancing women in the print industry. As part of Printing United Alliance, we're fostering a more inclusive future through advocacy, education, and networking opportunities that connect women across the entire industry. Join us as an individual to grow your career, expand your network, and access exclusive resources, or enroll your entire organization to show your commitment to supporting women in print. Become a member today at womeninprintalliance.org and help us shape the future of print.
Welcome to Her Imprint, part of the Impressions Exchange. I'm Denise Gustafson, your host. This podcast celebrates the remarkable women who are transforming the printing industry. We'll explore their journeys, from challenges to triumphs, and share the stories that leave a lasting imprint. Today, I have with me Shawna Hicks Cranston. She's the owner for Postnet of Lakewood Ranch. So, Shawna, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
So happy to have you here with me today. So, to get us started, can you give us a little bit of a background about Postnet of Lakewood Ranch?
Absolutely. Postnet of Lakewood Ranch is a great community asset. We are in the printing, shipping, and business service environment. We have been part of the Lakewood Ranch community for almost 16 years. Tomorrow, I think, is our anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we are here, part of the community. We are a franchise, and we love to greet with our customers and help with any of their printing, shipping, and design needs.
Awesome. So how did you get started in this crazy industry?
Actually, all that credit goes to my husband. We had just had our daughter, and we had just gotten out of another franchise that he had for 22 years. And he thought about semi-retiring, and about 22 games of golf later, he came home and said, I love golf, but I don't think I need to do it as a profession. I'm no Tiger Woods, so maybe we need to look for something else. Mm-hmm. So he was actually the one that went out to look for something that could accommodate all the different skills that we have. My husband loved to make lists, so he made a list of everything we were great at, things we liked to do, things we didn't like to do, keeping in mind that we had a new young family. And Postnet was really the fit for us, both with growth opportunity, what we have done in the past, and morally speaking, it just really fit into our family, into our hearts.
That's interesting. Lists, lots of lists.
Lots of lists. The man lived by a list.
So what was on that list that said printing is it?
With Postnet, one of the great things is printing is definitely, as the history of Postnet has gone on, is a big part of it now. But it didn't start that way. Postnet not only offers a full array of printing services, but they also offer both the individual and the business owner with many other services. So it was a great fit in the aspect of growth, of being able to learn it on the go. It wasn't something that you had to come in with a PhD in this or something along those lines. It was something that day one, you could go into and learn as you go. And with the support of Postnet Print, the HQ, they have a roadmap for success. So it made it very simple being able to jump into something that was new to both of us. I came from a finance and marketing and advertising background, if you can put all three of those together somehow.
Yeah,
the business side of it, he was the numbers guy. He'd always done that. And we both realized we were numbers people, and one of us was going to have to take a back seat to that. So he loves numbers. So he was definitely in the backside of Postnet, the meeting with the vendors, getting all those pricing, that side of it. I did the marketing side. Our daughter was young. Really finding Postnet and the printing side is really the exciting part because it's ever growing. And Postnet allows us to find that niche within our community. So it's not you're selling one widget and that's all you ever sell. That is probably the greatest thing about Postnet, is that you can match the different offerings that Postnet has to the needs within your community.
Which is important because every community is a little different. And what you started with and what was successful for you when you started is probably very different from what you're looking at now, too.
Absolutely. We did a little retrofit in our office. After 16 years, things need a little buff and polish. So it's been fun to have people come in and then we've moved things around. And just like at your home, you move something around and it seems brand new again.
Of course.
So we did that at the center, and we've added a couple new machines over the years. And it's just fun to see our customers be like, what was that? That was over here, but let me explain to you what that does. So it's been fun to be able to add different equipment to our center as we're learning and as our customers are coming to us with new challenges. And is it something that we can help them with? And of course, the answer is always yes. And then I'm going to go figure out how to do it after if I don't
Of
already
course.
know.
Honestly, I think that's one thing that the print industry does really well is figuring out how to do whatever the thing is that is asked of them.
And I agree. That's the greatest thing about the print industry is that there are so many opportunities and offerings and products. And it's a matter of wanting to partner with other people and understanding that you may not be able to do it right now, but I know somebody that can help me get that project done. So being able to partner with so many great vendors in our headquarters, we have people within headquarters that just know so much and are my go-to people. It's okay, I got this great project. Ready? Let's go. How do we do it? So the being part of the franchise is having that back room that you didn't know you had. You didn't know you needed when you first opened the business.
That extra layer of support that you don't have necessarily if you are out on your own.
Absolutely. People start a business and we see it every day. They come in and they started on Etsy selling a product, or they started at a vendor fair or something, and then it's just grown. And I think COVID really sparked a lot in people. One, because their jobs, because a lot of things were closed for so long, ended, or it just gave them that time at home to be able to think about those things we put away for a rainy day, those ideas, those projects. And I think a lot of people said, wait a minute, I'd like this project to be my full-time job. And a lot of our customers came to us and said, we're making a switch. My company realized they don't need to have a storefront anymore. So now I'm working from home, and maybe it's not something that they want to do, or maybe it's something they do want to do, but they want to do something else. So COVID gave a lot of micro businesses a boost because people were like, I can do this. And we also learned that we can do a lot in different ways than what we did before COVID. We were blessed in the printing industry because with Postnet, we have shipping. So we were considered an essential service. So we never closed down. My office never closed down. Were we always totally busy? But we had phone calls and we were able to do business a different way. People driving by and rolling down their windows and just throwing out the bag so you didn't have to talk to them. It was like, have a great day. Don't breathe on me. But it was a great opportunity for us to be able to really help people stay engaged during that time. Even though we were open, so many other people were not. So the printing industry allowed us to keep businesses going and get people that were home thinking about doing something. They were able to still work on those new projects.
That's an interesting way to think about it because I really hadn't even considered that everybody was home. So what businesses came out of that COVID era when you were literally just locked in your house trying to figure out what else can I do?
Absolutely. And there were just a lot of them. And a lot of them were people that this may have been at the end of their career or just were unsatisfied and just looking for that extra and realized, wait a minute, I can do this on my own. I can make that step. And having places like Postnet to be that unofficial marketing help for them. I know I can go print something. I can get a banner. Whatever they need, they can come to us. And even if it's not a product that we sell or a service, we have people every day that come in and you ask me, anything else I can help you with? I'm like, I need a dentist. And I'm like, well, let me help you with that. We're connected to the community. We have so many customers that come in that we can give referrals. Let me give you 3 of them. You go interview them and find out which one works best for you. So that is one of the blessings of Postnet is that we can be that community connector.
Is that what really motivates you to continue doing what you're doing?
It really does. I was blessed not many people can say that their daughter has been through every step of their business. A lot of times they have to bring your daughter to work day and your kids really aren't involved. Our family is ultimately involved. My daughter has gone to networking events since she was born. She's had business cards since before she was born. It really is. It's the community involvement. I grew up in a very small town that still to this day doesn't have a stoplight as much as I know. But everybody knew your name. Growing up, it wasn't obviously as fun when the police chief walks up and says, "Going a little fast down Main Street yesterday, weren't you?" "Yes, sir, I was. Won't do that again." But when you turn into a parent and your kids go out in the community, having that everybody's looking out for each other and looking out for them is really wonderful. So being part of the community and getting to know all the businesses, it really just is truly a blessing. I love being part of our community.
It's building those relationships over time too,
Yeah.
which
And
is
it's really
something.
over and over again. Some of our
Mhm.
customers, they've been through, I sit there and say that we've been in business 16 years, but some of them have been through 2 or 3 or 4 jobs during that time. But they still come back, and it's great to be able to still be able to work with some of the people that they left behind at other jobs, but now get to see where their adventure leads them and how we can help them with that.
Yeah, that's the fun part though. You've
It is.
basically seen like the community around you grow up. You've seen different owners, their kids, what they do. They always say that it takes a village to raise a kid, and in some ways it really does.
It truly does. And also because of the fact of when you work retail, it's not a 9 to 5 job. It's going to be weekends. It's going to be odd. We're open 6 days a week by our choice. So there will be times when there all of a sudden there's my daughter. But now that she's 17, she chooses to be in the center. She likes that paycheck. She likes that adult money, but she chooses to be there. And it's great for our customers because they're watching all of not only my daughter, but our whole team grow up. Our manager just celebrated her first wedding anniversary when she came to us. She couldn't even legally drink. So watching her grow, and she has moved on to another Postnet location where they wanted to have the second part of their life together. We still stay in touch. She's still my work daughter. It's just great to be able to still mentor with each other and watch her grow. And being part of a franchise gives you that opportunity because as your clients are moving, there is another Postnet where you're going. There is the help still there. Not that I still can't help you and mail that to you, which I love to do, but there is still somebody there that can go ahead and fill that need that we're filling here, wherever you happen to be.
Which is really good. Now, one thing that I think is really interesting is you started this whole journey with your husband and you had a young family. What was that like for you starting a business in a field that you didn't really know anything about? Juggling family, juggling kids, working with your husband to do something completely different.
It was an adventure that we were really unprepared for.
Is
Um,
anybody prepared for it? Really?
Parenthood, really.
Yeah.
I am one of those people that be careful what you wish for. My daughter was my 40th birthday present. So we found out we were pregnant right about the time of my birthday. Be careful what you wish for. That gave us a kind of a different spin on the young parent. Also, my husband already had kids that were grown up. So this was his second time around. And honestly, it was his desire to not want to miss anything this time. And that was really why we sold. We had 3 franchises in our last company, and he was really adamant that he didn't want to miss anything. He wanted to be here. So that was our choice to sell that franchise and get into this one because it was more community related. It was difficult in the beginning because you're trying to figure out how to navigate owning a new business. Corporate was absolutely the lifeline that we had, but still you have to do that. You're sitting there in those 4 walls and you're now opening, and it's now I have to have people come in. So we were blessed to have one of my husband's sons work with us in the beginning. He liked computers, so it was a good fit for him to learn the design side of it. Printing right out of the gate was something that I had done a little of, not hands-on, but more the creative part, and then had shipped it out for somebody else to print.
You understood at least some of the process involved.
Absolutely. But physically, other than making a photocopy for someone, I was like, okay, there's more to this than that. That's all I've ever done. But the training, that is the best thing about being part of a franchise, is that it's there. You just have to do it. They're going to go ahead and give you a roadmap for success, and really being able to find other people in that community by going to our annual conferences and our regional meetings and realizing that I didn't open this business by myself. I'm not alone in this made a huge difference, more so than a lot of our other friends that were opening businesses. And they're like, this seemed like a good idea. Now what do I do? So we had that backing that a lot of individual entrepreneurs don't have.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, that is a huge support system for you, but you still have to make it work. As much as you have that support system back at HQ, it's your four walls. Like you said, you're sitting in the middle
Absolutely.
of those four walls, figuring out how do we need to be staffed? How do we need equipment wise? What's right for this community? Those are all decisions that HQ can't tell you. They can recommend,
Right.
but you figuring out what's going to work for the community you're in.
And part of that, it is a trial and error. Let's
Mhm.
be honest. I'd love to sit here and say that was easy and fairy dust came down and it all worked out. It was asking our customers, what can we do for you? This is the project that we have now that they'd walk in with. What is your growth plan? How can I grow with you? Knowing that in the beginning that we didn't have all the bells and whistles. I didn't know what I didn't know. Asking those questions to our customers of what they would really like in the future, what is their plans, really drove us as to be able to figure out what things we needed to focus on first. The theory of build it, they will come really in the printing industry is really not the best.
Yeah.
It's just too expensive to do that. Those machines cost too much money to just buy it and then hope you'll find a niche. So it was going out and networking, really learning about our community as our customers came in, as much as they were drilling us to figure out what we could do for them. I was drilling what they want to do what they want to be when they grow up and meeting in the middle. So we were ready as they were growing. We were learning that technology for them.
Which is interesting and fun all at the same time because it's kind of like you're a plane, you're building it as you're going, trying to figure out what pieces do we need to make sure that this continues to fly straight.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, one thing you mentioned earlier is that you've had the ability to mentor some folks within your organization, but have you had the opportunity to be mentored as well?
Absolutely. Since day one, our first connect, that's what we call our annual conference now. So you sit in a room of hundreds of people, you have all these vendors. But one of the greatest things that we did was we went to a cocktail party that they offered, and it was for all the new owners. And now we do a lot more things with our new centers. But back then, we all got together, had a cocktail, got to meet each other, but they grouped us successful within PostNet. And it was a bond between the two husbands, the two owners, my husband and this other couple. And they'd been in the system for a long time. And they just took us under their wings. And you get through being at a conference, which you're so motivated when you get back. You've met all these people. You've seen all these great new tools that you can have. You got your bag of swag and all the books of everything, all these paper samples, and you're just ready to take on the world. And again, you walk back into those four walls and you're like, okay, now I have to do something with all of this. But they were the ones that would call us on a regular basis and would set up phone calls. And every month when the rankings came out, they would watch us grow and they would let us know that they were seeing it. And there was friendly banter even during this first meeting that we had of, I want to be like you one day. And it really stuck with us. And it was the catalyst for that. And the day that we actually surpassed them in the rankings, they were the first ones to call us and congratulate us.
That's awesome.
So they were happier that we had reached that milestone than I think we were.
That's awesome. And the fact that all of the new shops were together, you're all in a similar boat at that point because you're all trying to figure out your place, how it's going to work. So the fact that you can get together, you can network together, and you can bounce those questions off of each other because you're all in a similar place. Hey, I put that machine in, this is how it worked, or I'm thinking about doing this. Has anybody done this yet?
Absolutely. We have many different ways to connect. One of the things is some of the HQ and myself we get together monthly and have these open conversations. And again, it's just to connect everybody. You buy those four walls, and sometimes you feel that's your whole life. So being able to just hop on a call for an hour, everybody has my cell phone number that would like it. And I get text messages all the time. It's fun. It's that, how can we help each other? It's a healthy competition. When we get those rankings every month of how we're doing, it's more of a healthy competition because all of our areas are so different. What happens in New York City is definitely something different than what happens in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, where 16 years ago, my neighbors were cows. Now it's growing and we have buildings and it's great. And we're the largest multi-generational community in the nation right now. But 16 years ago, when we were ever looking for our property, and my husband says, I think this is it. And I'm like, are the cows next door? Are people going to come visit these cows? And the answer is yes. They come visit those cows that are no longer there, that are now homes and businesses, and our community growing leaps and bounds. So it's really great.
It is. It's phenomenal. Now, for you, have you struggled with finding new people?
From time to time, I feel that. And when I look at myself, it's really because I haven't got out of my four walls. I haven't gone out and gone networking. It'll be those times that I haven't been calling my customers back regularly and being like, hey, what's going on? How was that event you just had? So for me, I would say it's self-inflicted when people aren't walking through the door, because in our community, you could network 24/7 with all the opportunities. There's so many new businesses coming in that it's really just me needing to get out and go visit them. Because again, if I'm stuck in my four walls, they're stuck in theirs. So somebody along the line has to break that and get out, make a phone call, pick up a phone, write a letter, write a thank you note. So opportunity, I think, for the majority of our centers, we really try at a headquarter level to really put centers where they're going to be successful. So growth is a big opportunity. Headquarters wants us to succeed, so they don't want to open a center somewhere that they feel demographic wise that isn't going to be able to be a fit for PostNet. But I think there is opportunity everywhere. It's just taking that time to go out and find it. And I live by my phones. If it's not in my phone, I won't remember to go do it. So I have everything from, okay, call 10 new customers today, call 10 old customers. It's really just, again, my husband and those darn lists of being able to, I hate those lists, but they really do work. Really being able to structure my day to be able to think of future growth.
Although there was something very fulfilling about checking off things on that list, I have to say. I hate making those lists too, so I understand where you're coming from. But when you finish, you're like, oh, I actually did get some things done today, right?
Exactly. Yeah. When I look through my phone and I'm like, okay, I did all that. I did do some things today.
So I can go home.
Absolutely.
So as we're wrapping up, my favorite question that I'd love to ask is, knowing what you know now, so your history in developing a company, building the company from where it started to where it is now, if you were just starting out in the industry today, what advice would you give yourself?
I would give myself the advice of, one, that absolutely you can do this. Whatever you want to do, you can do if you have the passion to see it through, make those lists. The other big part of that, I would say, is while I'm embracing my community and being able to share with my community what I want to do to help my community be better, is remember that there is, in my opinion, there is no competition. The other printers that are in the community are friends of mine. I brought somebody one day to a networking event and we sat down, and it just happened to be that the table we sat at was all printers. And the lovely woman that I brought to networking with me looked at me and went, after we did our introduction, she goes, do you want to move? I said, why? She goes, we are sitting with all your competition. And I said, these aren't my competition. I said, these are my friends in business. I said, and you will find as we're talking about things today that we all have niches and there's all great things that we love. And we all do business with each other. These are my referral opportunities are right here. These are the people that are going to send people to me. I'm going to send people to them. And she was just in awe that I would want to sit down at a paid luncheon and spend time with somebody else in my community, in my same thing. And that really is a big thing, I think, for success is knowing your competition and making sure that you're in contact with them, because there are going to be things that a machine goes down. You want to be able to get that project done. And if that means going to somebody else's shop to make that happen, that's what's going to do it. And then vice versa. So really, that is my biggest thing, is that really there's not a lot of competition. It's those opportunities to grow the business together. Even if you happen to do similar things. In our community, there's 8,000 realtors. There's a reason there's 8,000 realtors. There's a zillion houses that are going to be bought and sold. So the fact that in the printing industry that there may be a couple handfuls within our area, that just gives me the opportunity of really getting to know those people and making sure that we're servicing our community the best of our abilities.
And part of it too is people forget that people do business with people.
Yes.
That relationship that you've developed, one of your quote unquote competition, they may work differently. Maybe that's a better fit for somebody else. So that's part of it too, is like, how do those relationships grow? Is there some kind of, you don't want to say like a vibe or something, but that's important too when you're working with somebody. That level of trust that you give to someone that you work with as you're partnering to get to a common goal.
We all like to do business with people we know and trust, making sure that as we're giving referrals and sitting down and finding out what somebody wants, that we're really looking out for their best interest. So they'll look out for mine.
Yeah. Great advice, I have to say. And stuff that we can all keep in mind. Shawna, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time today. I really enjoyed our conversation today.
Thank you. It was very nice getting to know you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us on this journey to celebrate and amplify the voices of women in the printing industry. If you have a story to share or know someone whose journey deserves to be highlighted, we'd love to hear from you. Together, let's continue inspiring and empowering the next generation of leaders. Until next time, keep leaving your imprint. This is Her Imprint. See you soon.